a show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on JTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports.
Okay, Amlet, good afternoon. Thank you guys for sharing good news with us. Tell us about the rodeo that the BVIEC team participated in recently.
Yes, good afternoon, Kathy, and thank you for having us here. We went to the rodeo, which was held in Antigua this year from the 19th to the 21st of April. This is our third rodeo. We've been to St. Kitts to the first one, and in St. Lucia last year. In St. Kitts, we really didn't know much about the rodeo, what it was like. So it was the first visit for us. It was the first time in the rodeo, so we were kind of new to it and didn't know what to expect. But after we came back from St. Kitts, I did a training ground where we trained, and then COVID came, which last rodeo after St. Kitts rodeo was last year in St. Lucia. We had quite a challenge getting to St. Lucia because we left here Friday morning, we left our home minutes to 7 Friday morning, and we got to St. Lucia 2 the Sunday afternoon when the rodeo was almost finished. But we still had a chance to perform and came out successful. We beat all the other teams, came home with the goal. And this year again, we did it in Antigua, which is very good. We went with a team of 4 linesmen and myself, and we performed well. They did what they had to do. They sat and looked at everybody else perform before them and see all the mistakes that they made and work on theirs, and they came out victorious. We all came out victorious in that day. Eddie here was one of the main men, so we also had 3 other guys with us that are not here. Shaquille Samuel, Damian Richardson, and Lennox Matthew Jr. They are not here with us today, but I want to pick them up as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So tell me about the experience. I understand that you were one of those who had most of the things to do.
For me, the experience, it was always fun. It's always, great having, to compete among, your peers. One of the things, when we arrived in the rodeo, when we went to St. Lucia last year, was that we arrived, myself and Damian arrived before the others. And when we arrived, we met the parade taking place. So we joined the parade along, with the other utility companies. And after the parade, one of the judges came to me and he asked me a question asking me, will you be able, to take part? And I said, as long as the others get here, we will take part. And I waited and waited and waited. And, every time I looked to see, if they are coming, one of the judge, which is a friend of our supervisor, Ambrose, would ask, where are they? Are they there yet? And I would say, no, they're not there yet. And that went on like that with the back and forth until when they arrived. And when they arrived, it was a relief, to know that they had finally got there. And then we could, partake in the competition that was taking place. We did our best, I must say. I commend the guys, that I work with. We did our best and we came out, victorious at the end of it all. We came together again this year, same team, it's just with the exception of one person. And we decided among ourselves that we are going to push ourselves nevertheless, because we were getting constant threat from the other utility companies that they are coming for us, they are coming for us, they are coming for us. And we purpose in ourselves that we are going to go there and we're going to, do our best. So when we get there, in Antigua this year, I said to the guys when we arrive, I said, listen, we are not competing against anyone. Everyone else is competing against us because the bullseye is on our back. So when we get to do our first event in the morning, we have fidgety butterflies in our stomach and all of those things. One of the guys looked at me and he said, boy, I want to use the toilet. Out of fear. And I said to him, I said, you know what? You're going to get over this, so let's go. So after we did our first event, we came out of there, with 96 points because we faltered twice. And then we purposed in ourselves that this is not going to happen again. We're going to run this competition like we know how to run it. And, with the supervisor, pushing us on, tell us, don't worry about it. This is just the beginning. This is your first event. Get it behind you all and get all yourself together and, go at it again. And we did that. We did that. When we left from Antigua, we was not even too sure. We had an idea, but we were not too sure if we were the champions. And, we keep saying, boy, I wonder who win. I want to know who win. And we keep that in mind until we arrive at Beef Island, when the supervisor saw that the person in charge, was trying to reach him. And when he gave me the thumbs up, I say, yes, victory at last. Victory at last. I call one of the guys and I say, sing the song, sing the song, sing the song. And he started singing, champion, champion. So that's how it was for us. The rodeo is always fun for us. And we do take, pride in what we do because it's all about execution, execution, execution.
Okay. What are some of the things you do at this rodeo competition?
Well, some of the things that we do, we have the speed climb, which is where we put an egg in our mouth. We have a bucket that we hang, we hold with our teeth, and we run up the pole with an egg in it. And the main thing is for the egg not, to break. So when you reach up there, you drop the bucket that is up there, you put your egg in your mouth, and then you start to climb down.
You climb with
the egg in your mouth. Yes, you climb down the pole with the egg in your mouth. And the others we had a mystery event that we had to do where we had to move 3-pin insulators from on a pole, and we did that. The other one was the earthing. So where you earth the line, just indicating in a safe zone that where we work, that, it's a procedure that we use when we're working, deadlines here, at BVIEC. And we also had to do the fuse cutout, which is what is used in the event when we're installing transformers and all of those things on our lines. So you hear a lot of time people say, transformer blew. It's not the transformer that is blown. It's the fuse that is blown. So these were some of the things, everyday thing that we do, and including a hotman rescue. Well, we in ourselves, we did the hotman rescue here in like 1 point something. And then when we get there, we had little difficulties. So we lose 2 points when we was actually doing the hotman rescue in Antigua. But I still believe we won that event. I'm convinced that we won that event. But as it said, we didn't get it, so it means that somebody else beat us to it. But that is what we do on an everyday basis here at BVIEC. It wasn't nothing new to us. It's just that the only thing about it is how fast we have to complete the task that we have to do, because everything has a time limit to it. So it's doing it within the time limit that we had. And we execute to the best of our abilities.
Second time around winning it, right?
Yes.
What do you think if a different team had gone, if there were 4 or 5 other BVIEC men that would have gone to that competition, do you think you would have still been able to bring home the top prize?
Well, I always say that it's not the competition per se, it has to do with the individuals. So as long as you believe in yourself, and we believe in our guys, because everyone has the potential. Everyone, has the ability to do their work to the best of their knowledge. And once you apply your knowledge, then it makes everything easy. So I'm confident that they would be able to do so.
Nice. Foreman? What are some of the main characteristics of the BVI Electricity Corporation that makes you guys stand out whenever you go abroad? I recall it was, I, I think it was a hurricane season that you guys sent a team over to another country to assist.
The Bahamas.
To the Bahamas, yes. And what was said of the BVIEC team is something that we keep hearing. It's unlike teams that you would have experienced from different countries.
Well, let's start here. When a hurricane passes here, you know how we work here. We come to work sometimes at 6 in the morning. We go home at 12, 1, 2, 3 next morning and come back at 6 again. So it's something that we are accustomed to doing. I personally have been to the Bahamas on three different restorations. And once we were in Grand Bahama, I think as soon as we finished building back, an area hurricane came again. Took us up there and flattened the area. We had to spend another 3 weeks there, so we spent like 6 weeks. Then we went to San Salvador one time, fixed San Salvador, and it was like 4 of us, and left San Salvador and went to Long Island. Spent like another 6 weeks there. So we keep pushing ourselves, we keep working hard. When it comes to the rodeo, we did a lot of training because we know that we had a lot of people coming after us. So we did a lot of training. We have a little ground down in Packwood Pond that we practice. And also on the field, we were doing some training there the other day. So we used there and do a lot. Our guys were committed to what they were doing. Everybody put their all into it. And we decided we're going to do it like how we do it at home. The rodeo is basically everything that you do on a daily basis, except the rescuing somebody that get damaged on a pool. So we use a dummy to do that, like you go up there, hang a dummy up there and see how fast you could rescue that dummy. You could go up that pole, bring that person down safely. And the man climbing that pole has to rescue that person. He has to bring down that person by himself, just in case there isn't anyone else with him. One man on the ground would assist to make sure that he doesn't hit his head when he falls and make things worse. So you have to train to do whatever you're doing, and once you practice what you're going to do, I think you're going to come out good. Yeah.
Do you think practicing and training for the rodeo is also a tool to help you to be as effective as you possibly can on the ground when you're home?
Yes. The thing one thing we practice here too, not to do, is to use speed when we're working. Like for instance, if we go out on a job, it's better to take your time and do what you're doing, because a lot of times we work with the power on, so it's better and safer to take your time and do what you do. But with the rodeo, they just try to at some time see how fast you could get this done. So each event was like 10 minutes, and then they'll give you an extra 2 minutes. If you have any infractions, there were two points, some of them were 10, and if you pass the 12 minutes that is given to you, you lose 50 points. So you want to make sure that you work within that time. We train here and we install our set here while practicing here under 3 minutes, right? Under 3 minutes. But it happens that we did it in Antigua, 4-point-something minutes. I don't know, we got the couple minutes and added on to it. I don't know why. But we did it like under 3 minutes here, which was very good. Because whenever we train, I pull out my phone and I put on my stop clock and I keep counting the minutes so they could, speed up whatever they're doing. But it just took us a little extra time in Antigua. The Hurtman rescue, we do all that in time here too. We lost 2 points on the Hurtman rescue in Antigua because when he was finished, the way he had his knife, it was a bit dangerous to the judge. So he took 2 points off, so we got 98 points for that. But we did 2 of the other events. We got 100, 98 and 96 points. So we did very well in the rodeo. Okay. The guys are already threatening us. What I would like to see happen is the BVI host the rodeo sometime. So the people around here could come out and see exactly what we go away to do and how we do it.
saying no. He wants to travel.
That's what you want? No, we can still travel because they ain't gonna come here and beat us on our ground. We can still travel. But I would like to see them host the rodeo here sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the 10th of this month, is it 10th? Yeah. We hoping to display a little of what we did at the rodeo. So we asking the public to come out and see what we have here around 10 in the morning. We having what do you call we have
open day.
An open day, open house kind of thing, like, so they could come across and see what is happening at BVIEC, how we work, and we're going to display one or two of the events that we did at the rodeo.
I want to see the egg race.
It so happened that the egg race, which is the speed climbing, we wasn't able to do it this year because it was the last event, and we got rain out with that.
Oh.
That got rain out, yeah.
But they'll do it just for you guys.
But it's an event to see because, especially when a Rastaman break an egg in his mouth. Yeah, this happened. We've seen this already.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So congratulations to you guys on bringing home the top prizes again this year. But this ties in neatly with I think it's Safety Week.
Yes, it is.
Tell us about Safety Week.
So coming up May 6th to 10th, and that's next week, we have a week of activities where we have some internal training sessions. And that's one of the things I think also redounds to our staff being successful. They understand the importance of working to ensure a level of productivity, to ensure the customers are satisfied, but also to do every task safely. They understand that safety is whose. Is it mine or is it yours? It's theirs. So it's everyone's responsibility. And throughout the years of being here as a safety manager, we have been trying to enhance our safety program. And we celebrate the World Day for Safety and Health. It's generally held on the 28th of April every year. But this year we decided we want to do beyond that. We want to really emulate our vision, which is to be a center of excellence. So how can we show people safety in excellence or excellence in safety? So we have safety leadership training for our leadership team, and our board of management actually decided to be a part of that as well, which shows how integrated health and safety is into our management system. And we also have full training for all of our staff next week as well. We have a Wheel of Fortune for our staff members and for the public. So when you do come out to our open day, you have the ability to win some very nice prizes. And our staff, they will be rewarded based on their knowledge of health and safety, and the public as well. And our open day on Friday, we are doing that between 9 and 1 p.m. We have partners such as Clarence Thomas, Red Cross, Carib Supply, and they're going to be there also giving their displays. Again, the team will be doing their demonstrations, so that would happen between 10 and 11. So we want to invite everyone to come out to see that egg in the mouth speed climb for our entire team, and we will have the entire team there, and you will be free to ask questions. Outside of that, we are going to ensure the general wellness of our staff. So we also culminate with a hike for our staff on the Saturday morning as well. So safety, this year our theme is building a culture of excellence through consistent safety practices. So we know what we are supposed to do. We just now want to ensure that we are consistent in basically putting those skills into practice.
Okay. Do you collaborate, or Safety Week ties in with other agencies or entities that are involved in climbing poles, running cables and all of that, like the communication companies?
Well, no, this year we did not reach out to the communication companies, but that is something, we can only go up from here. This is our first year being open, but the other department we are partnering with as well is environmental health. They are going to have a display segment as well to see what their role is in the community. So that's a really good idea. We can actually reach out to probably Digicel and Flow and CCT, because they too, and they are exposed to quite the same risks that our staff are exposed to. And we can only learn from each other, and we can train and intertrain with each other, because during restoration times, I do believe that the team indicated to me after Irma and Maria, there was somewhat of a collaboration as it relates to rebuilding the entire network. So definitely that is something we can learn from. Thank you, Kathy, for that interesting idea.
The ideas is just bubble. And one of the things that, as it relates to safety when it comes to dealing with electricity, a lot of persons express concern about how do we cut trees, overhanging trees where there are cables. If you could shed some light on that.
Definitely. So we do have some subcontractors that we hire, and they are on a system. So it is not just, we don't do it sporadically. There is zones that we have identified, and they are required to go out and check first. What does the growth look like? And once that's the situation, we tend to do the line clearing on a deadline. So especially if it's transmission and line, we ensure that we de-energize the line to allow them to work safely. Outside of that, in the portfolio of the health and safety team, we do inspections. So we go and observe them executing their staff. So one of our contractors will tell you, and I think Hamlet was there on the last occasion, I stopped work. Because even though you are not a member of staff of BVI Electricity, you are a member of the public. And we wouldn't want to know that someone was injured while trying to assist us in progressing our work. So they understand the personal protective equipment that they need to wear. But there was also a training session I did with them as well, where we went through the American Vegetation Management Society. They have ways in which you should cut the trees. Additionally, we also send out notifications to the public, letting them know when you plant a tree, you want to ensure that it is less than 10 feet away from the line. And not just that, I know we had an issue, not just vegetation management, boats sometimes that are dry docked. We had an incident that we had to basically tell the public that it's not just trees. Whatever you have, try to keep it at least 10 feet away from the line. That way it gives the line the ability to, because as soon as you get close, you can begin to feel the magnetic fields coming off of the line. So especially a transmission line. So we then generally do that. Coming up next month, you will begin to hear us sending out those notifications again on ZBVA. So we make sure that we do our part in ensuring that the territory of the BVI and its citizens are safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also remind us about the excitement that is happening this weekend.
Yeah, so ensure you come out to our open day May 10th between 9 and 1 p.m. Once you come to our open day, you can actually see a display of our distribution system. We have a model for the public to see what it looks like. It actually comes alive and everything. You would get to see my lovely team do their speed climb, as well as a hurt man rescue, and you are going to be able to participate in free health checks. We have free cholesterol checks, pressure checks, glucose checks. Come out, BVI Electricity, Longbush, next week, May 10th, Friday, that is, between 9 and 1 p.m. We will be happy to open our doors to the public so you can see exactly what the brilliant people at BVI Electricity does, because our mantra is to ensure that we are a center of excellence.
Okay, and I bet the buzz is going to be who's going to get an egg first
in their mouth.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
One person doing it. We just going to do one event each. Oh.
One person climbing.
One person doing the
We are lobbying for more.
She's lobbying for
more. I can bet you that somebody's going to put up a prize if you put a competition. Get 5 or 4 men to do a competition. Let's get the excitement going.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing, and again, congratulations to the team.
Indeed, thank you.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.